Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy MKS here, back with another video, and welcome to the fourth and final part of some of the many negative thoughts and feelings on my mind and in my head. I hope you enjoy it, despite the fact that it's a bit negative or rather negative. And as I mentioned before, I hope that you can offer me tips to think more positively, and I'd love to read from and hear what people think and like what negative thoughts and feelings you have, and how we could work around making people more positive, perhaps, and overcoming some of the negative thoughts and feelings. Anyway, I was going to say I'm back at you from a fairly rainy UK. So it's been raining today. It's not been too good. But anyway, yeah, I hope people out there enjoy. You can probably hear my dog playing with his ping pong balls or whatever they're called in the background. But I was going to say playing with his balls, but that didn't feel too right. But his ping pong balls or whatever they are. Anyway, I've got my big red chewing gums, which remind me of AC Milan, who play in black and red, and their slogan is something about inspiring fear into the opposition. So it's black and red to inspire fear, and their nickname is the Devils. That's applicable or appropriate to this video, and I'll tell you why. Just before I get onto the list, sorry, I did go a bit overboard in the intro, but as I often do. But so for this video, I thought I'd talk about not just necessarily things that I'm fearful of or negative about, but some of the things I'm more selfish. Well, one of the things I'm more selfish about, which is Italian football, which I often say is not necessarily the most ethical. I support Italian football not because it's the most ethical, but because I think I look Italian, and I supported them ever since I was young. So it's nostalgic purposes. But anyway, the intro went on about twice as long as I planned, and once again, I did plan to finish this yesterday. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but I did plan to finish this yesterday on the 13th, and that was obviously the 14th, but I was hoping to finish it by 2 o'clock today, and it's now just past 2 o'clock, so or I'm probably even hoping to finish it before then, like half one, but anyway, I didn't plan it out quite as well as I like, but here goes. So number 31, as I say on that note, I would love to, in October, especially on the 13th and the 31st, and possibly at 1300 hours, between 13 and 1400 hours, i.e. 1 to 2 p.m. On all possible days, and possibly sometimes if I wake up early or whatever, 3 a.m. Like people talk about 3 a.m. challenge, and how 3 a.m. is supposed to be the devil's hour and things like that. If I'm awake at that time, and so therefore if I'm awake at that time, I would love to cover to react to scary videos, hopefully without disturbing the rest of my family, but because then I probably will be scared by my family, but just kidding. But well, they'll probably kill me, but anywho, to react to scary videos, and if I do manage to monetize my videos, especially the ones, or in particular the ones about, as well as the ones about AC Milan specifically, any videos where I react to scary videos, I hope to donate any profits I make from them to any revenue I make from them to AC Milan, because of the fact that they are called the Devils and stuff like that, and they're supposed to inspire fear into the opposition. And I think some say like black as your fear and red as your nightmares, or vice versa, and things like that. So it's about inspiring fear and that kind of thing into the opposition. However, I hope AC Milan will do a lot of good work in spite of that nickname, and it's only bringing fear into the opposition, but I hope they'll be ethical overall. Number 32, I wish that I could learn to monetize my YouTube videos and like produce meaningful work that I can be proud of and happy with, not in an arrogant way, but in a sort of proud way, including benefiting Italian football, and other things like that. Number 33, now this one feels really bad to say, and even blasphemous, but I can't remember if I've remembered to say it before in point number 13 and haven't watched or listened to the video back, so I can't remember if I did or not. But I was going to say, again, this is a bit blasphemous, but sometimes I do wonder if it would be better if there was no God. I hope I don't offend anyone out there, but I hope God will prove me wrong. But sometimes I do think like there'd be more freedoms, there wouldn't be so many rules, people wouldn't have to go to hell when you die. You just, I suppose it'd be like being asleep, or you wouldn't feel anything, which a lot of time does feel like non-existence. Would be easier if I'm absolutely honest, using my freedom of speech to say, freedom of expression, if I'm being purely honest. Number 34, again, there'd be less rules and less laws. So I hope God will prove me wrong and so that it's good that he exists, as I believe he does. And it's sort of, I believe in God out of paranoia rather than out of hope. But I hope he proves me wrong. By the way, I hope you like my Irish Celtic Nation t-shirt. I think my siblings got me this from Ireland. Anywho, moving on, number 35. Once again, a bias towards things like Italian football. I'd love to fundraise for football teams like AC Milan, Roma, and all other possible Italian teams for them to do as well as possible in Europe, which is a selfish dream of mine. Number 36, I'd love to see what AC Milan, again, talking about more selfish stuff rather than fearful stuff. In this case, I'd love to see what a fear I would have is probably this not happening, but I'd love to see AC Milan and other Italian teams do well in Europe from a selfish point of view, and that kind of thing. Number 37, also, whatever benefits Italian football, talking from a selfish point of view. I don't see being a Celtic fan as being selfish, because I see there's noble reasons to be a Celtic fan rather than, like with Italy, it's because I think I look Italian, but with Celtic, it's because they were colonised and treated really badly, and things like that. So I think it's like supporting the underdog, so to speak. So I think there's more ethical reasons. I know people often don't like social justice warriors or whatever, or might call me a social justice warrior, but I'm not much of a warrior, so you can call me a social justice supporter perhaps. Number 38, a lot of times it feels like things are not really worth doing or whatever because they don't last. Another thing I forgot to say in point number 4, I think it would have been apt in point number 4, is like, I can't imagine eternal life or living forever as being worth it. I just think I get bored so easily, and I can't imagine a world where it would be worth it for living forever, especially if there's so many rules and laws. Like, there's so many things that put me off heaven. Like, if God sent the majority of people to hell, how can it be that good? If you have to believe, if you have to worship, if you have to fear God and things like that, if it's things to do with loving God, like, I'd find it hard to love and fear God at the same time, or anyone or anything like that. And I really, if I had a choice, I wouldn't worship anyone or anything at all. I don't really know what worship even means, but so those are basically some of the things that put me off heaven and make me think that it won't be worth, I can't imagine it being worth living forever, because I'd probably be really bored, unless it was like a perfect moment or something like that. But the things I would want to do would probably be, well, it would almost certainly, unfortunately, not be allowed in heaven. You can probably work those out, to be honest. But I hope God proves me wrong about that sort of thing. Number 39, I wish I'd achieved a lot more before I was 40. I feel bad about not achieving many of the goals I had when they say life begins at 40, I would love to have achieved a lot more. Now 40, I was gutted about turning 40, and now I'm even 41, so I'm so gutted about that. So yeah, and that's probably just a few of the negative things I can think of, but there are probably a few others, negative thoughts I have about myself or life or God or things like that. So and that kind of thing. So I hope people out there, maybe religious folk or whatever, can prove me wrong. Although I want to give all religions, I lean more towards Christianity, probably out there, but I want to give all religions a fair shot, a fair whack. And I think the Bible says anyone who preaches another gospel other than this, or a religious thing other than this, basically a religious text or whatever, will be condemned or something like that. But I feel that's not very fair, because again, that's another thing that puts me off. But I want it to be whoever supports my plans, my works, my 5 causes, my writing, YouTubing, Facebooking and things like that, and basically my content creation and general plans and ideas and goals, whichever religion helps me put those in practice more or the most, or even whichever business or political party or whoever, just generally whatever individual organization helps those the most, I want to give them the most accolades and thanks, and like share more information for each thing they help me with. I would love to share a bit of information like business cards, websites, political manifestos, leaflets, flyers, and all sorts of things like that. So I'd love to negotiate those sorts of things. If the mosques help me more, I think it would only be fair to spread more things about Islam, and if the churches help me more, I think it would be fair to share more about Christianity. I suppose it's because I mentioned those two because they're the 2 main religions, I suppose, and they're 2 main religions also that convert or try to convert people and talk about hell and things like punishments as well as rewards. I wish it was more about rewards, to be honest, but it does feel very confusing about love and all that. Although I suppose Christians would say lean not on your own understanding. But yeah, I'd love to read what you think. I'm going to wrap it up here. Peace and love.